Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, we're going to be talking about Mr. Kiki Jiki. Now, obviously, he is mono red. There is a ton of ways to do him. I just tried to do as many creatures that I could that had either coming into play, leaves play effects, try to maximize the value of Mr. Kiki Jiki. Speaking of maximizing the value, the first two things I want to talk about, of course, as y'all know with me, any deck that I have a tap general, I really want this Umbra Mantle. Yeah, little mana intensive. However, for some of his abilities, 3 mana is kind of not bad. However, free is a little better. Thornbite Staff, obviously Kiki Jiki is a shaman, so it auto-equips to him. So there's that. It comes in a couple turns before him, and more importantly, it says whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from play, untap this. Now, obviously, the copy that you make dies at end of turn, untapping Kiki Jiki so that you can do it on your turn and your opponent's. It's kind of a thing. I like it. It's fun. We're going to go over some obvious includes first. Now, Claws of Valakut. It's really not how we want to get there, but sometimes you just have to get there. And in a mono red deck, the only lands I have that aren't mountains is the Valakut you saw, the Barbarian Ring, and the Nykthos. Everything else is a basic mountain, and so, you know, it might work a little bit. Obviously, we're going to have the Soul Ring, Fire, Ruby. I'm running a Howling Mine just because red kind of needs some card draw, you know. Journeyer's Kite, I really like the Kite, even though I played it wrong for years the entire time it was in Standard. But anyway, lesson learned, RTFC. It's a pretty good card, late game. And obviously the Ashnod's Altar, because if your copies are going to die at the end of turn anyway, you might as well get something out of them. Maybe you can get the mana here to untap it for your Umbra Mantle so that you didn't. Anyway. Common Storm, obviously, this is akin to a Wrath effect that you can selectively hit. I love it. It almost seems wrong to play without a Lightning Bolt in mono red. I know Lightning Bolt ain't what it used to be, especially not in EDH, but hey, it's a decent card. Boil, because let's face it, mono red hates them some islands. And, of course, the Pyroblast to go along with that. Since the non-basic lands is kind of not a crutch of ours, we might as well price a progress. Now, Reverberate, there again, I run Reverberate more for reactive than anything else. There's a lot of times people do cool stuff, and I want a piece of that, so that's why I run Reverberate. Artifact Blast, yeah, it's a little more narrow than Artifact Destruction, but it is one of those things that nobody sees coming. Very few people play with the Artifact Blast. 1 mana counter an artifact can help tremendously, especially with the indestructible things. Anything with the word Darksteel in it, you can counter it as where it's a little harder to destroy it. Well, actually, quote unquote, destroy it's impossible. But that's typically what I save the Artifact Blast for. And then, of course, obviously Shattering Pulse, because buyback is amazing. And the ability to just keep on shattering things, I kind of like it a lot. Pyroclasm takes care of your a good chunk of decks, which is obviously the Faithless Looting. Here we go with some card draw. Flash Fires, same reason. Why not? If we're going to be that guy, let's go all the way down that road. Act of Treason. Reforge the Soul. Here again, more card draw. Ruination. You know, hey, destroying all non-basic lands, I can get behind it. And, of course, destroying artifacts that you don't control. Now, obviously, I'm going to be playing with the Mana Flare because it's a Canada card, and I love it, and I can't get enough of it. Goblin Bombardment is another thing you can sack your copies to. Warstorm Surge, enough said. Every copy you get is going to deal some damage when it comes in, and then it's awesome. Splinter Twin, it seemed like I, couldn't do it without it. It was hard for me to build Kiki Jiki without Splinter Twin. Of course, our duo of walkers there. Now, let's get into the stuff that Kiki Jiki can copy. I kind of rolled through all that stuff pretty quick. What would be cool for Kiki Jiki to copy? This is, by the way, in no particular order. Gortus Fire Beast. 4 damage to target player. Alright. Okay. Spite Bellows. 6 damage to a player. Crimson Manticore. Now, an act, pretty much, I almost said act aggression. Bar a creature for a turn. That's not bad. Destroying artifacts. Now, these are all, now, to be careful with the evoke, obviously, I don't know that there's time. I'm not exactly certain. I'm not a rules lawyer or anything, but these are all effects that if these creatures stay in play, and of course the Ingot Chewer by himself, once you play him and nuke an artifact, he does not look that threatening unless he is sitting beside Mr. Kiki Jiki there. And then your Brea player gets a little concerned. Pilgrim's Eye. Now, this doesn't seem bad. If you don't, if you need some ramp, if you, whatever, even if you just need a flying blocker. Thundermare. Now, this is a card I have not seen in anybody else's list with Kiki Jiki. I absolutely love it. Because the idea here, for me, I love Thundermare when it came out. It didn't see a lot of reprint, if ever. The one thing that I like to do here, I'll play the Thundermare. Obviously, the turn cycles around. And right before my turn, at the end of my opponent's turn, I am going to Kiki Jiki out a copy of Thundermare, which taps everything on the board. That way, I untap, and nobody can block anything. This is why I don't understand why Thundermare is not used in every Kiki Jiki list I've ever seen. Love me some Thundermare. 6 mana for a 5/5 is it's kind of a big ask. It does have haste, but it taps down the board, every creature. So if you make a copy of this at the end of the turn right before yours, there will be no blockers ever. Hamletback Goliath may not be something you actually want to copy, but it is something that gets benefits out of all your copies coming into play. Anarchist, obviously, if you just got to get that Reforge the Soul back or whatever it is, hey, this is the way to do it. Triskelion, nuts. Now here, I did actually choose Triskelion over Walking Ballista. This may be the only time in the world I ever do that. Love Walking Ballista. It's amazing. Anyway, for the 6 mana, obviously, here you're getting the counters. You can lose the counters, but even still, even if it's down to the 1/1, your Kiki copy comes in with the counters, and you're going to deal your damage or whatever with a Warstorm Surge for 4. Then you're going to rip the counters to do 3 more, and then, it's so good. Treasure Keeper, I would like to cascade essentially every turn for the free. You just cast this guy, and then you Kiki copy. Is it Xerox? Is that what we're calling it? You Xerox him? I don't know. And then he dies, and you get to cascade, and I don't know, maybe you cascade into some Goblin Makers or something. I don't know. But Udvara Hellkite, I really like it. if you can get 2 of them before the attack step, now, yeah, we're not exactly dripping with dragons here, but I mean, we've got a few dragons in the form of the Hellkite, obviously, that he's very Kiki friendly with the 5 damage, however you want to. The Hoarding Dragon, to go and search out whatever rock you need. Thunderball, because, yeah, why not? The Mirror Retriever obviously goes and gets back one of your artifacts. Now, Avalanche Rider. This is one of the first cards I actually thought about when building my Kiki Jiki. Darwin Castle, baby, right there. It's the first invitational card. Anyway, because, yeah, once you cast the original, you're going to want to pay the Echo the next turn. However, after that, Kiki Jiki becomes tap, destroy land, which can be a little menacing. You can potentially color hose somebody. You can get rid of the troublesome lands. Maze of Ith can be a thing. So, Tyrant of Discord, they could have fit some more text on there. It's only got 8 lines. But anyway, X is the number of creatures you control. Let's see if we can get that focused a little better there, because we're getting on up there now. There we go. Now, Godo. Godo is in there, I'm going to be honest with you, to go and get the wand. That's why I've got him in there. It's because I want him to get the wand. He has a second chance at the wand. Yeah, whatever. The samurai thing is not. No. He's a wand taker. Burnished Heart seems pretty good to make a copy of it every turn. I mean, a couple of free lands a turn. Dual Caster Mage. There again, I like to get me some copy on. And let's make some mirror. I mean, let's make lots of mirror. Let's make so much mirror. Let's make mirror and goblins and Eldrazi spawn. Because, why not? Now, obviously, I've got to run the Ravenous Baboons because it's me, and, non-basic lands apparently bother me in this deck. But Tyrant of Discord. So, at random, wow, this could get really oppressive every turn. This is one of those cards that when it comes down, people need to kill it, because this could get really, really, Now, our devotion to red, this is kind of a good red deck. So, by the way, I do not have Pooferos in here because I only own 1 Pooferos, but Pooferos naturally, obviously, needs to go in the deck because as many creatures as you've got coming in, it's a beautiful card. Next one I get belongs to Kiki Jiki. Flame Tongue Kavu, because killing creatures is never a bad thing. Molten Primordial. Now, Molten Primordial is a good card. We all know that. But here again, right beside Kiki, doing it every turn. So much, so awesome. And obviously the one shot there with the Zealous Conscripts. And of course, our last card of the day is going to be the Inferno Titan. Because, 6/6 bodies with free lightning bolts. That's a thing, I hear. I don't know. That's what I've got for Kiki Jiki. Now, I am absolutely positive that there are a lot of better versions out there than mine. I just tried to go with his synergy, with his how I just wanted to use his ability and use it a lot. That's what I wanted to do. Have fun with him, tap, untap, all that cool stuff. But anyway, that is what I have got for today. I appreciate y'all watching. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, share, whatever. I appreciate you watching, but right now it is time to shuffle and cut.